couldn't substitute it for another property or another person.
But you do think this will be solved?
I think so.
Douglas, thank you. Thank you for this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ashley.
My great thanks to Douglas McGregor. And I'm going to wrap up with somebody who has a lot of experience solving some of the hardest crimes to solve. In fact, you might say he solved the hardest crime, the Golden State Killer. He is known for his work as a detective on that case. It was cold for decades and decades, but they found the guy and they prosecuted the guy and they put him away. Paul is a former cold case investigator for the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office. And here's my conversation with Paul. So, Paul, based on what we know, understanding what we don't know, what do you think happened?
Well, obviously it's a complex crime, Ashley. And I think there's a lot more going on that the offender is doing that people aren't necessarily taking into account, or at least considering. Everybody right now is thinking that this crime occurred in a linear fashion. You have Nancy coming home from dinner, garage door is closing, and then offender shows up on her front porch. And then he gets into the house, assaults Nancy, abducts Nancy, drives off. Based on other cases that I've worked, I would not dismiss the possibility that the offender was inside the house when Nancy came home. And now he is attacking Nancy, getting control of her, or worse, and then going out in front with that costume on and posing in front of the camera at a certain time of night saying, "Here I am, the bad guy that came and abducted Nancy." So that's part of what I would be evaluating. And the sheriff indicated that the garage door closed at 9:50 p.m. Now, is that because there's an electronic record or a digital record and she has a garage door opener that actually records that? Or is that based off of the son-in-law's statement? He says, well, it was about 9:50 when I drove off after watching her go into her garage. If there's digital recordings of the garage door opening and closing over the course of the day, one of the things that I'd want to know is, are there any suspicious entries of the garage door opening and closing that aren't lining up with Nancy's known life pattern? Because garage doors are frequently attacked by burglars, by serial predators, etc., in order to be able to get into houses. It's possible, I think you mentioned off camera, there's signs of forced entry. If the guy's inside the house and attacks Nancy when she first gets in there, does he go outside the house and kick a door in? Sure, if he's trying to make it look like the crime is something that it's not.